everybody, it's me, Viv, and I'm filming this little clip on my phone because this is me from the future. I'm about to edit the video, but so this video is going to go up on Sunday, February the 14th, so it's going to be Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to you guys. If you're celebrating today, don't forget to give yourself a little bit of self-love because you deserve it. Even though, you know, Valentine's Day is typically a holiday for loving other people, you should love yourself just as much as you love the other people in your life. And I just want to know that I love all of you. And speaking of all of you, there are now 4,000 of you! I cannot believe it. I am so blown away that we reached 4,000 subscribers here on the Dolly Delights channel. I am so grateful, and I just, like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just really thankful, and I want to say thank you to all of you for subscribing and supporting my channel, especially all of you who are new here. Thank you for following me. Thank you for watching my videos. I love you all so much, and I just want to let you guys know that there will be a giveaway coming soon, so stay tuned for that video. And without further ado, here is this week's video. Hey guys, it's Viv and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am here with Paisley, and I apologize if the lighting is a little bit weird today. I am currently filming this and it's a little bit late at night. So, but that is not the point of this video, because today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this really adorable 1950s inspired dress for your American Girl doll. So it looks like this. It's kind of, well, the cardigan is blocking it, so let me move that so you guys can see what the dress looks like a little bit more. The reason why, well, okay, so you can see that that's part of the dress. I posted it on my Instagram not too long ago. The reason why she's wearing the cardigan is because this dress is not perfect, I will admit. I kind of messed up on it, so it's a little bit small in the back. But the pattern that I have uploaded for you guys for this dress, I have adjusted it so that pattern will fit your doll. The dress that you make will fit your doll. It won't be like mine, and it won't fit your doll. It is a pretty easy pattern, I would say. It just requires a little bit of work, and it's a little bit tedious to cut out. But I also have an announcement, and it is very exciting. So the last video that I did on my DIY polka dot J-ing dress, I mentioned that I lost the pattern and I could not upload it for you guys at the time. But I have found the pattern, so that pattern will also be available up on my blog by the time this video goes out. So if you are looking for brand new patterns for your American Girl doll for absolutely free, you can go ahead and check those out on my blog. And I also just wanted to show you guys that you can use this bodice pattern for just like tops and stuff. You don't have to use it for a dress. So I went ahead and I created this little crop top. Let's zoom out so you guys can see it. So I just created this little crop top with the same pattern that I used to make the bodice of this dress. I just kind of changed the neckline here so that it would be flat at the top instead of pointed. So that's just an idea of what you guys can do with this pattern. And this is like, I made this with the brand new pattern, like the revised one, so it does fit on the doll. So, if you guys are interested in knowing how to create this dress for your American Girl doll, you can go ahead and keep watching. So, here is the pattern printable that I will not shut up about. As you can see, I am pointing here, so it says match the shapes of the seams when you sew them together. So you'll see that piece A on this side has a little dot, and piece B on this side has a little dot. So when you sew them together, you will match up those sides together. And then similarly, you see the square on that side of piece B, you'll see the square on the side of piece C, and like the other matching shapes, and that's how you sew them together. This is the pattern that I have linked for you on my blog. This won't be the one that you see in the tutorial because I used my original pattern, but everything is the same. And then also, I just want to show you guys the J-ing bodice. It just looks like this, and the printable is also available up on my blog, and they are linked in the description box down below. See, this is the original pattern that I created to make this bodice, and as you can see, I do not have piece E at the end of my bodice, and that's why mine ended up being a little bit smaller than it should have been. Well, I added piece E later in, but it still was not big enough, so don't worry about that for you. The pattern has been fixed, but for me, I'm just letting you guys know that so that in the video, you know why the dress doesn't fit properly in the end. So first step, super simple, is all you want to do is just cut out your pieces from your fabric. Obviously piece A goes on fold, so that is the first piece that we are going to be working with here. And then all you have to do is just start sewing the seams, and remember to cut your pattern pieces, every single pattern piece except for piece A, to be mirrored so that you can have them on both sides. And this is how you assemble the pieces together. So you can see that the curves will fit up together when you line them side by side. So all you do is face them right sides together and then sew down that side seam there, and be sure to accommodate for the little curve there, because it does have an effect on the end of the bodice pattern. And then once you sew them all together, it will look something like this. As you can see, I have added piece E there. Yes, I have. And on the inside of the bodice here, I just went ahead and I pressed all the seams to one side. You don't have to press them open, you can just press them to one side. And then you want to repeat that twice so that you have an outside and an inside bodice layer, like you can see that I have here. And the one on the bottom is facing right sides up, the one on the top is facing right sides down. And what I'm going to do is just place them together. I don't know why I decided to flip them. Okay, I did that. I don't know why, but all you want to do is face your bodices right sides together and then sew along the top seam to join them together. And if you are going to keep this strapless, be sure that you accommodate for the little points at the top. That's what's going to give it that little detail that you know, is like the little strapless thing. But if you want, you can kind of like cut that off and make it like a straight across neckline as well. And then what you want to do is go ahead and clip the curved seams, as you can see I am doing here. Sorry, my head was in the way. Put the bodice right sides out. At that point you can understitch the lining so it doesn't flip up. You can also top stitch it if that's the way you like the bodice to look, but I actually just left it. I pressed it with an iron and I just left it like that because I found when I placed it on the doll it didn't really need that detailing. But if you find that maybe you used a bulkier fabric and the lining starts to peek up onto the top layer, you can understitch it or top stitch it down. So that's what my bodice looks like now, and I'm going to move on to the skirt. So I am using the same bed sheet that I used in my cottagecore dress. So my rectangle of fabric that I have cut out here, which is 30 inches by around 8. No, is it 30? Yes, it is 30 by 8 inches of fabric for this little cotton broadcloth that's from a bed sheet. And you can see that the bottom of mine is already hemmed, and that is because I cut it from the pre-hemmed bed sheet. However, if your fabric is not pre-hemmed, do not worry about it. You can either hem it before you gather the skirt, or you can do it afterwards. It really doesn't matter. It's just up to your personal preference. So I've done this a million times on my channel before. I feel like this is pretty much the only skirt technique that I do when I make dresses. I promise I know other ones, but this one is just my favorite. I just sewed 2 lines of basting stitches across the top of the rectangle, and then pulling on the bobbin threads, I used those to gather the rectangle of fabric down to the length of my bodice. And if you don't want to do your skirt like this, you totally don't have to. For a 1950s dress, I was actually thinking about doing a gathered circle skirt, but I just had this rectangle fabric laying around with the hemmed edge, and I was like, well, I don't really want to hem another piece of fabric, so I'm just gonna use this. But if you want, you can use a circle skirt, like a regular circle skirt. I have a pattern for that on my blog. You can do a gathered circle skirt, you can do a pleated skirt, you could probably attach this to pants if you wanted to. It's really up to you. Like the options are pretty endless when it comes to having a bodice pattern. You just have to pair it with the bottoms that you think are going to work with your design. And you can also include a waistband in between the skirt and the bodice. There's a lot of things that you can play around with and customize to your liking, but this is just what I did. I lost the footage of me sewing the bodice to the skirt, but all you have to do is just face it right sides together and sew along the raw edges at the top to attach the bodice to the skirt. And then what you can see I was doing in those clips there is that I was taking out whatever basting stitches were still visible, and then here is my final dress. Well, not final, it is not done yet, but the way I closed it up is just the same that I do with all of my dresses, is I just hemmed both sides of the ends, and I left them free so that I could play around with the way the dress falls in photo shoots, and I just attached Velcro to close it in the back. And yeah, it is a super cute little dress. I just wish it fit better, so I didn't have to make the adjustments that I did later on. And speaking of little accessories that you can add to your dress to really customize it, what I did is I made a little belt. So first I just took a strip of fabric and I sewed it into a long tube by folding it in half lengthways and sewing down the raw edge and flipping it right sides out. And then here's what it looks like after that. I just pressed it with an iron. You can do top stitching if you like and put some extra detail in it. I decided not to because I was feeling lazy at that point. And then I found this little buckle. I think it came from a pair of doll shoes and I just didn't use the strap that had the buckle. So what I did is that I painted it with some nail polish and sealed that with Mod Podge. It used to be silver and then I painted it to be this corally pink. I wish my pink matched the dress pink a little bit better, but I don't really mind. I think it still looks pretty cute. And then I just strung the piece of fabric through the loops to create a little belt, and then for the closure I just attached this little snap in the back. I did later add straps, but since I styled it with this cardigan, I decided not to show you guys that because they are not visible in the end anyways. So anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this and other American Girl doll videos, such as sewing tutorials, outfit videos, hairstyle videos, and more. And if you are interested in using the bodice pattern that I used in the video, be sure you check the link in the description box down below for that pattern. It is up on my blog and it is free as well, like I mentioned earlier. And yeah, that is basically all I have to say for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time in another one. Bye!
We stay up too late, but we don't go out. My new friends are fake, they all talk too loud.